Look at this. I got headphones on. I got a mic going. Baby.
If
Huh?
only people could see you now.
Hey, no video. We've gone through this before.
All
No video.
all right. Welcome to This Commerce Life. This is a podcast aimed at small, medium entrepreneurs focused on commerce. I'm Phil, your host, and Kenny, your co-host, will join us as well. And we're going to talk to you about the world of retail and commerce and how things are changing in the world. Yeah.
Good for me.
Woo! How are you, man?
I'm not simple. Be a little thick, but oops, not simple. I'm well, but like you look disheveled.
Do I?
Yeah, look. Why don't you get a full-time job?
I know.
We laughed at you pretty much the whole day. So
Did you?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Excellent.
Well, that's what friends are for.
I live to provide merriment.
Exactly. What do you want to be taken seriously? Come on.
Listen, you got to hang out with old fogies. I got to hang out with Sinead. So I had coffee
you
with
had Sinead today?
Oh, yeah, yesterday. I had coffee.
Oh, that's way better than what I had.
I got a whole hour with Sinead.
I had Aaron and Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even
now
like
who's laughing?
That's not even like 100th of a Sinead. Oh man.
Now who's laughing?
Yeah, I got freaking burned on that one.
Sinead's coming on the show. She's gonna come.
She's gonna do it?
Yeah. She's in. She wants to do it sometime in March. So we'll figure it out with her. I'm thinking probably the week after I get back from Global, we can
When's that?
her up. So a third week of March.
Third week works okay, yeah, because I'm in when's Anaheim? Oh shit.
Yeah.
The 9th, 8th, 9th, wow, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. The what's that called? Natural Health.
The Natural Health Expo. Like this weekend, it's a CHFA, like the Canadian Health Foods this weekend.
Right. Yeah.
It's a bit of a gong show, but that's okay. I was supposed to go to something tonight with, I'm going to bring Perrine on one day to the show because she's really sweet too.
Okay.
She's another broker friend, but from a different perspective.
Okay.
But maybe we'll talk to her. But it's I'm supposed to go to a networking event tonight, but last minute CHFA kind of project. You know what I mean? Like usual shit, right?
Yeah.
Small guys. That's all good. It's not the end of the world. And then I wanted to do for Aaron tonight for Quest.
And then Expo West is 5 through 9.
5 through 9? Okay, yeah.
March 5 through 9.
Yeah. So I think we're going down on the what's the 5th? The Wednesday?
I don't know. I just read out the numbers. I don't know.
Jesus.
I don't know where I am.
That's okay.
Really? I don't know where I am.
You sound it, man.
No, you know what? I'm just really
full-time Phil?
No, you know what it is? It's I actually really like it because I am like part of doing this is I've landed in the strategic marketing parts, which is what I really love. And so I'm stretching all those muscles, but I'm literally like the storyteller in me is in full stride now. So I'm trying to find the story for Nimi. I'm our friend that we're working with. I'm trying to find his story.
Yeah.
Interlocate. We figured out her story, but now we got to tell her story. So I'm kind of like storytelling all the time, which means my brain is kind of like, I don't know. Like the only way I can describe it, it's almost like when you're songwriting or you're kind of doing something creative, and like you're just stewing and mulling over it all day, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh, I got it. And then you just got to go, right? So tonight, my daughter, I'm not Catholic, right? But my wife is, and the whole family is, and so she had confirmation tonight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which is a really big deal, right? But like at 4:45, I'm like, look, I gotta go home because I gotta go and do all this stuff. But at that very moment, you're like, oh shit, I see the story, right? So I'm like, like I'm trying to type and like, but so I think that's where my head's at right now is I'm just I'm stewing over our friend's story because I'm missing, when you're telling a story, like I'm missing that little bit to kind of turn the story around. And then with Nimi, I think I just figured out the little bit to turn the story around. So I'm just, so my brain's kind of stewing. Um,
Okay, stewing's good. So where are you at with our friend? What's the
where
maybe I've got the match that I can just throw at you.
I you know what, we've got a whole bunch of pieces. I mean, we looked at we looked at the marketing plan that he had from before. It's
Yeah.
pretty extensive. We think they missed the mark. I think they missed the mark. So
Yeah.
I've revised some of it. I also think it's quite lofty because there's like TV and things like that in there that I
Not
just
gonna happen.
like,
It's not gonna happen.
just like
Not gonna happen.
you gotta know
Radio
who you
could
are,
happen.
right? Like,
Radio could happen.
well, so
Could be some magazine.
I
Realistically, I
actually,
don't like it.
I think the happy medium here is like I know a guy. I know a guy who does Facebook
You know a guy.
Shorts. Yeah, I know a guy who
Oh,
does
guy.
Facebook
I
Shorts.
know a guy too.
So he does like 7 or 9 second Facebook Shorts. So if you've ever
Perfect.
seen on Facebook like the Benelin commercials, those sort of things, he does all those, right? And so they're expensive for a guy like our friend, but not bank breaking, right? And it'll return him a lot of ROI, right? Like you're looking at like a $5,000, $3 to $5,000 kind of production sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, but that's a viable alternative where they're kind of like, they propose like full TV, and you're going, who does TV? Like, unless you're a top 3 brand, who does TV? Like, that's like,
Who
50
can afford
grand, like 50, 90 grand just to do production,
TV? Seriously.
without flight, right? Without like commercials and media and all that.
It's not going to happen.
So,
So
it's
a $250,000 project.
Yeah.
To do decent, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
So that's kind of where I'm at.
So you're thinking that angle.
Yeah. So I'm taking that angle, but I'm marrying it back to, look, here's the age group. Here's what you got to go after to kind of turn the profit, so you can go after your desired, your kind of desired target market. And here's how you got to build the momentum to get there, is kind of what I'm doing. Yeah. I'm stringing it all together. But sometimes when you're sticking slides together is when you go, this doesn't, there's a leap here, and I got to figure out what, so there's some of that stutter stepping that I just got to smooth out along the way. So yeah, but I feel good. Like, I mean, usually when you're there, it is, it's all in your brain, right? It's not, the alarm bells aren't there. Like, if it were like today's Thursday, I kind of promised over the weekend, like if it's Thursday and I haven't started the deck, alarm bells should be going off right now, right? So, so yeah. So that's what I'm doing. I'm literally, I'm stewing. I'm thinking about all this stuff. I'm kind of planning and scheming and, trying to, my brain's doing jigsaw puzzles everywhere. Right. But it's good. I like it. I really like it. And, I think actually
that's the fun of it though, right?
Yeah. It's really funny because, really in a lot of ways, this full-time gig, we're a startup, right? Like we don't have anything, right? Like I'm constantly going, are we sending that to a customer? We're not sending it. Give that to me. Give me 30 minutes, right? Because I was just like, no, we can't send that. We can't say that. We can't send that. We can't.
You got to do that.
We can't. Like,
you know what? Propeller heads should not talk to people in any form.
Like, so this week we're about to, we've got a major customer who wants to go speak to his counterparts about us, right? So that's kind of a big deal, right? Is this he's a global pharmaceutical company. He's going to meet his counterparts from other countries, and all he wants to do the whole time is he's so stoked about our product that he wants to go there and talk about it. So and so our kind of internal response was, yay! And I went, whoa, no, like, how are you going to talk about us? Do you have stuff? And he's like, I don't have anything. I'm like, okay, so you got posters coming over, you got a leave behind on the table, we got you some swag that's like super cool swag, we're going to get you a laptop demo, you got to bring back the unit, but otherwise, like,
what are you going to do?
Oh, like we're going loaded to bear, right? And these guys are kind of like, what are we doing, right? I'm like, you got to show, right? Like, this guy's going to talk to, like, he could be our bread and butter for the whole year, right? Like, he could be our bread and butter for the whole year.
Yeah. Like, someone could have a pen in their hand ready to cut.
Yeah.
Cut the deal.
Right?
And what's going to go with Post-it notes?
Yeah, I know. So it's funny. So I did all this, right? Like, pretty much by myself, right? Because I'm in, right? And then today, kind of the kicker on it all is, we're going through everything. They've got the demo, with the laptop set up. And I like, is there a case or something? What are we going to bring the laptop? And they're like, well, we don't know. Maybe we'll go see if there's a spare laptop bag. And I was like, no. Like, no. So I walked down, we're right around the corner from Mountain Equipment Co-op. So I walk down there and I buy like the nicest, kind of 35-liter bag I can find, right? Like, so this is like a 35-liter bag is kind of like your weekend away, if I'm going on a 2-day business trip, right? But if I'm going on a 2-day business trip, this is one that you could stuff in one of these bags and kind of be really happy. And they're like, holy crap, how much is that bag? And I'm like, it's not that much money. It's like a couple of $100. But you know what? This guy, he's going to talk. Like you want him to keep this bag, right? Because
absolutely, and it's a cool bag.
Yeah, and it's a pharmaceutical, so I can't give him anything. But if I were to bring him the laptop and all of his paraphernalia in this bag, and when he comes back and I go pick up the laptop and I just got the laptop bag, that's okay. Like if it didn't come back with a bag, that would make me really happy, actually. Right? And they're all like, can we do that? I'm like, what do you mean, can we do that? Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing
absolutely.
it. Like,
why can't you do it? For sure you can do it.
Like
you look like idiots otherwise.
Yeah.
Like, what are we gonna do? Put it in a Ziploc bag and just say, "Here, don't get it wet."
I think so. I think we're gonna show up with a pile of stuff, like kind of like, here you go, And I was like, we built him FAQs. They're like, well, we kind of have all these technical documents. I go, look, this guy, he's a product sponsor. He's not reading 18
high
pages.
level.
Like he is going the meeting is somewhere cool in France. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was like, this guy is not going to read 18 pages on his way to France. So what you want is you want him to have the weirdest questions as FAQs, because when he gets those right off the bat, which he is, he's going to feel good because he'll go, these guys understand me. They gave me the right answers. I look like a smarty pants. Guess what I'm doing? I'm going to ride this all weekend, right? Yeah. Like that is,
Exactly.
Anyway, so that's what I'm doing.
Just breathe. It's
like all over the place, all over the place. So yeah.
That's
it's
okay,
cool.
though.
I mean, it is what it is, right? So, yeah. But it's good.
Well,
it's good.
You jumped in. You got to jump in, right? You chose it. Do it.
It's not me, right? Like I'm not going to ride around on somebody's salary and not do anything, right? Like,
well, and plus, honestly, I hate to tell you, but your name's attached to this shit too, eh?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So you're either going to look like a complete numbnuts because you're the one that signs off on this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you're seriously going to you're going to deliver a laptop with nothing, with papers on top, and cords, and say here.
Yeah, no.
Honestly,
no, not at all.
No.
The slightest. No. Yeah. So I mean,
and if you're smart on this one, go back to Mountain Equipment Co-op, get 10 of those bags, go down to a silk screener in town, and put the logo on the damn thing.
I thought about that too, but I don't want to do that because I don't know what their rules are about sponsored product. Do you know what I mean? So in my mind,
I don't know that either. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
This way I create an avenue where if he says, hey, cool bag, I'm going to give them back the laptop without the bag, I can say nothing.
He's not going to do that.
And it's done.
He's not going to do that.
He may or may not. He may or may not.
He's not going to do that. He won't do that. If it was branded, he would do it. Because a branded bag really, to me, has no value.
Right.
See, and that's how I look at it. As soon as you put a logo on it, there's intrinsic value in the bag. I get it. But really, it's got no value.
Right.
Depending how you do the logo too. If you really make it big and bold, like if anything, it's got a detrimental value. It's a negative value.
Yeah.
If it's just the logo, it's a wash to me because what are you going to do with it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I don't want to carry a bullshit logo around town. I'm going to put Kraft on my back.
Yeah.
And pharmaceutical reps, obviously, they can't take. I don't know if that would qualify as a take of anything anyway. There's really no monetary value at that point. There's nothing. It's not even in kind. What is it? It's a nothing.
Yeah.
It's not cash. It's not gift certificates. It's not tickets to a hockey game. It's not a dinner.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
Sell it?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. Yeah.
With logo?
Anyway. Yeah, but we'll see. Well, I mean, we'll see where this went.
How would you do with it?
Yeah.
Remember all the logo shit you got? What'd you do? I gave it to friends. You know why? They thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
I had golf shirts, but it was golf shirts with J&J or Jameson
yeah.
or Weber.
Yeah,
What the fuck am I going to wear that for? I'm not going to. I don't want to be a billboard. I have
yeah.
friends. No,
I
no
also
problem.
don't want you to think I'm a rep for them either, right? Like,
Exactly.
but you're
Exactly.
right though. I had lots of friends who were like, "Woo, these are awesome!" Like,
Oh, I
sure,
just loved it.
yeah, just take them, right?
Loved it.
So
That's what I say because I.
but that's kind of my theory, right? So my theory is the same, but the opposite is I thought if I give him a bag that isn't branded, it allows him to, like, if he decides this is a wicked bag, I can use this as a daily carry to work, he can do that now. Whereas if it were branded with our brand on it, he might actually have to defend himself at work, right? It's kind of like, hey, did you take their swag?
Possibly.
Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean,
possibly. I don't know. And again, I don't know the rules. I bet you the house there really isn't a rule when you're talking that. Like I know some of our retail friends out there have rules on pens being left behind. Seriously, that's a little extreme.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
you know, you should
a couple of the big guys, you can't even buy them coffee, right? Yeah.
No, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Leave a pen, they throw the pen at you when you're leaving. Make sure they get it out of the building.
Yeah.
that's
So I don't
a rule
know.
on the extreme side, and there are no rules on that.
And
that's ridiculous.
I think that with these guys or like Global Pharma is if I call and I say, hey, listen, I'd like to send over a little thank you thing. They'd be like, thank you, but no thank you. So I feel like in this situation where it's a bit gray, it would be okay. So I don't know.
I mean, probably better the way I don't think it matters. Again, the gift itself is really nothing.
Yeah.
Again, you know how rules are because it'd still be considered a gift.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people would do it. What do you call it when you donate, but you donate it to a charity on their behalf? What's that called?
I have no idea.
Not a gift in kind. It's
something like that. Yeah.
I don't know. It's something else. I had that a few times when I was at LD. I think it was one time a consult with Kellogg's, and they wanted to pay. So you can't pay me. I can't get paid for when I'm working for London.
Yeah.
I said it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I guess we'll see. Anyway, interesting. What about you? What's going on with you? Oh, I lost you. Kenny.
That's Shaw Cable again, that piece of shit company. They are not my friends. They are not my friends.
Just get Linda.
You know how I know they're not my friends? They don't even listen to us. Because nobody's phoned me yet to stop yelling at me.
Yeah, bastards. Just get Linda to go in there and fix them. She probably owns them too. Yeah.
She does. She probably owns everything.
Yeah, I think so.
No, anyway, so it's been an Amazon week. I've been working on A+ pages.
Okay.
I'm working on our friends' stuff today. I've got to go in.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's all copy and pictures and trying to figure out how to lay it out and trying to make it look like we're not some schmoes from East Vancouver.
Yeah.
We're trying to look like some schmoes from Toronto's east side, not Vancouver's east side.
That's
trying to up the game, you know?
Yeah.
Apparently it's supposed to help. That's what they say. I mean, I sometimes think Amazon's full of shit as well, but you know what? They say it helps. And I think it's probably because
content
it
on
makes it look more professional.
Yeah. But it also helps because like half of the internet goes to Amazon to search for product, right?
That's what I thought too. So if I typed in the keywords and farted around with it, you know what? We've got good odds of coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already got a couple of things. Like we have a couple of products that are selling well on Amazon. Mm-hmm. And if you do type them in, like some of these are very, like you have to type in the name. Mm-hmm. Once you type in the name, it's an Amazon feature, but it's our product that's showing. Nice. Like, and you're thinking, okay, that's honestly. So if someone is looking for that, clicks on that, we are getting actually the sale.
Yeah.
Right.
So for the audience who's unfamiliar, right? So Kenny's talking about product pages, and then so when you go to amazon.com.ca and you look up a product, you gotta scroll down a little bit. So when stuff pops up in the results, and then you click on one of those pages and start looking at it, that's what Kenny's talking about, right? Is populating all of those descriptions, and there's kind of a science to it and there's an art to it, right? Because you want to it's almost like merchandising a store a little bit, except this is on a page because you want it to look attractive and but also be filled with information that the internet control and search and kind of index you as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not rocket science, but it adds up, right?
Yeah.
And I do.
Yeah.
I think if it helps with a little SEO, and if Google picks up on it, because as soon as you hit shopping, so if you are looking, for example, if listeners want to try it, go type in something in Google and hit the shopping, not news, not images, hit shopping, and you'll see a lot of what comes up, like especially in a lot of the health, well.ca.
Yeah.
Which means I'm assuming someone's writing some pretty decent content.
Yep.
Because they're getting it. It's coming. It's not sponsored.
Yeah.
It's raw, natural.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just fantastic. So I think,
yeah, that's pretty cool. That's I mean that is you probably don't spend enough time talking about that. The fact that you've got Amazon skills. It's kind of
because I don't.
You do.
No. I know how to open up Amazon. I can sign on.
Yeah.
I've got two-step verification or whatever they call that. Woo! I got that. Okay, so quite frankly, outside of that, we're not that sophisticated in Amazon.
No, but you're writing
I fart around with it.
No, but you're writing A+ content. That's kind of a big deal. Like the number of people that don't have that, right?
Well, first off, you have to be on Vendor Central. I don't know if you can do it on Seller Central.
Okay, wait. So hang on a second.
On that.
So what's the difference between the two?
Vendor Central in food, you have to be invited to participate.
Okay.
So you have to be Amazon sends you an invite.
Okay.
Right, and you're on Vendor Central. And what it is there is they control pretty much all your world. So you set the retails and your costs, but if Amazon wants to go stupid on the retail, they go stupid on the retail.
Right.
The algorithms just run wild. When you're on Seller Central, you control your world.
Okay.
Not just the shipping aspect. So on Seller Central, you can fulfill yourself. You can have Amazon fulfill. Okay. But on Vendor Central, it's controlled by Amazon. Once you put it in, pricing is theirs. So whatever retail is determined by their algorithms.
Okay.
On Seller Central, you still control all that world.
And then is there
but you can still have Amazon fulfill.
Yeah.
Or you can do it yourself.
So it really has nothing to do with fulfillment, right? That's a different thing. But
then because you can fulfill on both sides, doesn't matter.
Right. And it's then
it's controlling the retails and controlling how your page. I guess even probably in terms of ranking, a Vendor Central page probably plays different in the algorithms than a Seller Central.
Right. Because Amazon's driving their own mechanisms.
Exactly. It's sort of theirs now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So almost like the Seller Central to me is almost like you're going into a store and put it on consignment.
Yeah.
And Vendor Central, especially when they fulfill, they own it.
So
they cut
like a classic retailer.
It's like a classic retail, and it's very much like that. Take their margins, their co-op, their terms, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. No,
Amazon itself it takes a lot of time and work to fart around with it.
Yeah.
Right. It's just a lot of work. Like Amazon. I mean, when I first started, it's like you and your marketing people. I'm not even going to be part of your group. You marketing people. It's like content's easy, content. Amazon's like just go on Amazon. Yeah. You just go on Amazon. 10 years. Nobody talks to you.
Yeah.
Like there's no people.
Well, there are, but you have to get through. You have to get through what, like 15 layers of robots before you get to a person?
Come on. How many, how much,
Not that much time.
It's true. And you know what? You'll send things that periodically you get phone calls. How was it? Are you okay? So it's not it's just a beast.
Yeah.
So if people out there, like I always tell people, if you want to spend time on Amazon, spend the time. It's a lot of fun to play with. It's very powerful. It can make a difference, make a big difference. But it takes time and effort. It's not, it's not plug and play.
Kenny, you got Amazon skills, man. Look at that. You just dropped us some Amazon knowledge.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put that somewhere in my world. Amazon, give me a lesser than an expert.
No.
Exactly. One of those guys. I know a guy.
You are the guy. Now I know a guy.
I'm going to refer myself back
I'm going to start sending guys to you.
Take it easy.
I'll be like,
you know what's funny? I took over our friends today. I said, give me your password. He goes, why? I said, I'm tired of this. Give me it all. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So when I finish with you, I'm going downstairs and I'm going to start
That's hilarious.
changing the pricing. I'm going to put some
Yeah.
features on. I'm going to do some ads for him.
Nice.
And I'm thinking his.
You better watch it. Next thing you know, you're going to be working for him full time.
Not going to happen. I'm not like you. I will not cave. I thought I was relatively weak until I met you. You are a weak Someone asked me the other day, goes, why did he go? I said, I think he's either got paid obscene money or he just can't say no. I said, I don't know what that guy is. I don't get it.
It was just too compelling.
I said, you know what I said? I said, you know what got him is that he's so full of himself. Like he knows he can do this and he's going to crush it, but he's so full of himself that he had to prove to himself that he actually can.
I just had to go do it. Like it's like, I don't know what it, yeah.
You love it.
It's like, you know what it is? It's like you, if you like to organize shit, right?
Yeah.
And then, but when you're in the middle of organizing, you go, look at this bullshit. This place is so messy, blah, blah, blah. But you freaking love it, right? Like, and I just can't.
You love seeing the dust line being removed.
I just can't get clean. I can't let it go. Like, I think I look at things and I just like, I walk by them and you're kind of like a normal, sane person to be like, this is not my life. Like, I gotta, like,
whatever.
I gotta get to where I gotta go, right? And I'm like,
yep.
I'll be right back, right?
Like, yeah, I gotta look at this.
You know, like,
you know what? It's all good though, right?
I like
the problem is, you know what it is, Phil? I've got like I mean, I can't work for anybody full time. I've really come to that determination. I cannot take a job.
Yeah,
I cannot physically work full time for anybody anymore. I don't.
Yeah.
Like even I think if I wanted to, I don't think I can.
I think the only reason I can is because my circumstances are very like, so I have a boss, but my boss is in the UK. So
that's almost like without a boss there.
Yeah. I mean, you know, cause by the time I get him, he's 5 hours into the job. He's tired already. You know what I mean? Yeah. Right. I see him once a month. There is no marketing person. So it's just me. So in a lot of ways, it's kind of like me. You know, and so it's kind of, I think that's the other part that made it highly irresistible was it's just me. You know, like I think when I start building out a team, you know, I'm going to get to like 7 or 8 people. And by that point, I'll be like, I'm done. Right. Like I just don't, it's too much bullshit. Right. But at the moment, I think that is why it was such a perfect storm. Right. Is because it's like it's startup. They got nothing. They know nothing. And they, you know, and there's nobody to kind of like get in my way, right? So I just do what I got to do, right? So, you know, like, you know,
like even what it is, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I could do one project. I think that's my problem right now is I think the ADD part is so comforting that I just like not doing one thing. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't even know. It's either that or I just don't want to work for anybody.
I think,
actually, you know what it is? I think I don't know what I do half the time. So I think I quite enjoy. Someone asked me there, my internet's unstable again. So I may have just lost you. No, there?
No, I'm here. Yeah, I'm
still
here.
There?
Yep.
Someone asked me, well, what do you do? And I said, you know, I don't know.
Whatever.
I said a lot of times I go in and sometimes it's just sitting down for a couple, 2-3 hours and just listening to them, whoever it is, and just saying, okay, this is how I see it. Bang, 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 bang. And they're looking at you thinking, wow. You're thinking, no, it's not a wow. It's because you are so buried in the minutia.
Yeah.
And like you so live and breathe every nuance of this. And I walk in, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
With 90% of the stuff that you think about is got shit to do with what really has to be done. Yeah. So I get to go right to the 10%, and because my capacity in my head's not that big, it's easy.
Yeah, well, you're an idea.
90% of the shit's not in there.
Yeah.
I just have to worry about the 10. And the 10, and it's not, and I think that's, it's just easy, right? There's a reason. That's why I think that, you know, this consulting thing is kind of cool because you can go in for short bursts and you can actually change.
Yeah.
You can really, you could change the way people see it. You don't have to be like you and I talked before. You don't have to be Joe Greedy and do, you know, $50,000 contracts and, you know, big 5 hours. You go in 5 hours, $500, $600, cheap. But it's amazing. People sit there and think, wow.
Yeah. Well, and the difference you can make, right? I think that's the other part, right? That's really attractive.
Totally.
Is just
I love
like
it.
you really do. You get to people and they, and then the 5 hours you spend with them, it really does. It really helps them. It
Well, it can
guides them.
change their world.
Yeah, it changes, right?
No
So
different than what you're doing now. Yours
yeah,
is a full-time gig, but you're not going to
yeah,
be a full-time gig for 10 years.
no,
You're probably going to be a full-time gig from 18 to 24 months.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what? And you'll get them to a point, and then it'll probably get to the point where it is going to start getting political, and you're going to have people that
yeah,
you have to manage, and you're going to think,
yeah,
I don't want to.
yeah,
I want to go back to,
yeah,
I want to go back to the fun stuff. Not
yeah.
this is work. So right now you're farting around. You're doing shit.
Yeah. Well, my life is not that different from yours, except that geographically that it's in one place, right?
Exactly.
So I'm not running around as much. But honestly, like day to day, it's all about that, right? Like I'm looking at stuff, I get pulled in all sorts of meetings where half of it is like blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, blah blah blah, and we send this to customers. And I'm like, wait, what?
No, stop.
Yeah. What do we send that?
That's not gonna happen. And they're looking, thinking it's all, and you know what? It's perfect, right? Content's spot on. It's all there, and you're thinking, no.
Yeah,
that's a packaging is disgusting.
No,
we're gonna repackage.
It's got Excel grid lines. Nobody sends Excel grid lines to any customer anywhere. It should be a rule. Like
grid lines you use at home when you can't see anymore. I like grid lines. My customers don't need to see grid lines.
No, never.
Or if you're gonna grid line it, just the content, bold the outside, maybe bold a few columns so it looks like you actually did something.
Yeah. You actually, you just hit the format button, right? But you gotta if you're a listener of ours, don't use grid lines ever to send anything to a customer ever. Yeah,
try not to send it. It just looks. Yeah. I like it when I'm working. First thing I do is put the grid lines in right away
because it's comforting. It's comforting.
Exactly.
I know what I'm building. And
it confines my little world.
Yeah.
And then I go back and delete them, and then I just grid line what I'm actually working on.
Yeah.
Right, because sometimes that does look a little cleaner.
Oh no, it totally does.
Yeah. Totally. So grid lines when you send, but only the stuff that needs to be grid lined.
Yes.
And if you can bold grid line, bold it in the spots. It just looks like you did shit.
Yeah. Format it, people. Formatting matters.
It does.
Oh my God.
Think of how you'd like to see it.
Yeah.
See, that's what the problem with propeller heads. They get all excited about a tech, and you're thinking, that's awesome. You can't do it this way because it looks horrific.
Mm-hmm.
Horrific.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Think of the Apple. Think of all the Apple products. The reason they're so, it's not that the guts are decent, but they're no better than anybody else. They package it amazing.
Yeah. It comes out good. Yeah. So anyway,
counts, man.
Anyway, that's kind of I think the best part about what I'm doing right now is I'm doing the thing that I love the most, which is storytelling, right? Like,
that's awesome, man.
Just like, yeah. So my brain's kind of in overload because my brain's like, woo, I'm doing this all over the place. Start telling stories, right? So
how cool is that? Like when you do shit that you really like doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like seriously, that's a treat.
It's so I think the implication to when I return to full freelance is it's probably going to mean that I'll never, ever, ever pick up a bread and butter sort of account unless I really, really have to. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I guess what like the day-to-day, kind of, I've got to slog it out sort of accounts, I'll probably never take again. It'll be, you have a problem with the way you perceive, people perceive you or the way that the brand is perceived. So you're going to come to me because I'm going to help you fix it. And then once we're done, we're done. Like, I've helped you tell your story. I'm off. Like I'm going to do something else. So
I think that's the way to do it. I think at the beginning, you do it the opposite way because you need that sort of income and you need to balance out.
Yeah.
Once you start establishing, I think 10 days on the high side.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
High side. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, those 5 and 10 hour contracts in and out, I think they're just fun.
Yeah.
Right. And if someone needs it, they can always call you back. And but I think for them, it's fun too, right?
Yeah. And I think it's revealing. Like I think that was something that I don't think you know, because I kind of always saw myself as someone, I can do all of it. And I thought I liked doing all of it and kind of getting my sleeves rolled up and getting into it. And then I think now what I'm realizing is, yeah, I can do it and I don't mind it every now and then, but you know, it's not
That's
really.
probably why you like. That's probably why you're liking this one, because
Yeah. Yeah.
every you're in one building,
Yeah.
but if there's 10 departments, it's like 10 different clients because none of them know what the hell they're doing
Yeah.
when it comes to your
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
right?
It's an old phrase. The I don't know if you ever got that, but it's really old now. But in organizational behavior, they call it forming, storming, and norming. Did you ever get that? So
No,
so there's I don't even, I'll have to look it
I
up
didn't
and
like OB.
kind of reference it in the podcast notes or whatever. But one of those organizational behavior experts, you know, talked about how organizations are set up. And so like the early days of everything is what you call forming, right? So that's like the starting of the, you know, what does things look like? What does shapes look like? And then storming is when you've got conflicts and you're trying to work out process. And then norming is, okay, we figured it out. We've got to template it now so it gets normal, right? And I think for me, the process of forming and then storming is probably where I love it the most. And then the norming is really, you know, that's sunset for me, right? Like that's like the
norming boring.
Yeah,
It's boring.
yeah, boring.
Like, why do you want to be in the norm?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like the form and the storm is where you want to be because that's where the fun shit is. Like by the time you hit norm, you know what, you're just looking at thinking, okay, well, I've been there, done that.
Yeah. Like I can go away now and do nothing and it should run by itself, right? So I should probably just go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how long this gig goes for you.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
I think this one's got some legs.
This one's interesting, and I'm into stuff. I'm helping to kind of shake up the investor deck and all that kind of stuff too. So it's pretty interesting. So yeah, we'll see.
It's cool though.
We'll see.
That's cool, right?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
No, that's yeah. At least you're having fun. At least, right? It's
yeah.
You know, it's all good, right?
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah. Man,
it's all good. And how's Sinead doing?
She's great.
How's she like it?
She's great. She unfortunately for her, she was in Toronto during the vortex. So she was like, oh my God. So so when I saw her yesterday, it was like -2 or -4 here. I said to her, it's like spring out here. And she's like, you know, now, whatever, people. She said, you know, back home in Vancouver, we're getting a little bit of snow and everyone's freaking out. And she's like, please, people, if you only saw what it was like on the other side of the coast, like, whatever, right?
Oh, she's becoming one. Oh, geez. Like a couple visits and we've already lost her.
Right? Like, I know.
Oh my God. Maybe she's not allowed on the show now. One Torontonian per episode is more than enough.
Oh my gosh. But it was good.
She's doing okay though?
She's good. Yeah. So
office is set up.
Yeah, office is set up. She's off and running, and then we talked about her getting on the show, and you know, talked about we talked about all sorts of things. We talked about, you know, she and I are going to try and figure out if she might be a good fit for us as well. So maybe she can do some, awesome. I know, right? So just lots of dialogue about, you know, what the product.
So if any of our listeners, if you're looking for a really good, you know, PR social person, Vive Social PR.
Yeah.
Just look it up online. I think it's vivesocial.ca or vivesocial.com.
I don't know. Yeah, just look up Vive. So V-I-V.
Just look up Sinead Liam.
Yeah. So VIVE, right? So VIVE socials. Right. And Sinead SHNANE, Liam LIEM, right? LIEM. Yeah. She's
awesome. Just hire her. Don't even bother. Don't ask for a quote. It's not worth it. Just do it.
Yeah. And they're really fluid. Like they do socials, they do PR, they do content creation. So if you need graphics for socials, they do that too. Yeah. They also write
video, picture,
and they write a lot of cool article content as well. So
so
it's
a talented group.
So yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Free plug. That was our free
it's worth it, man.
Yeah.
Linda gets enough free plugs, so it's time. Well, Shane gets a free plug.
Love you, Linda. We love you, Linda.
Oh,
Thank you, Linda, for
come on,
coming
that was
on the
actually-
show. You know, yeah,
That was fun last week.
Yeah,
I
that was
liked doing it with Linda. That was good.
Yeah.
Jimmy, I saw Jim today, who we love
Yeah.
too. Mostly because we like Lori, but that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
But I was telling Jimmy, and he goes, "Yeah, how did you get her on?" I said, "You know what? I think we've probably just rided her so much on the show. Like, I think she really knew her voice." And I said, "But honestly, it was one of the fun. That was one of the most fun ones that we've done.
Yeah.
Mostly because you know what it is. I don't know what she does. Like, I know what she does.
Yeah.
But I don't know the production side.
The nuts and
I
bolts.
love.
Yeah.
I just like getting into that shit, right? And it's got such a good thing going.
Yeah.
Right. It's just a good thing.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
So.
It's pretty cool. We should Jimmy's a guy that we should have back on because he
100%.
When we met him, he was just starting down these paths, and now he's kind of got this whole new side of
signed Quest
business. Yeah, but he's got the classic side of the business, but he's also got all this.
He's doing all sides.
He's on Facebook socials now. He's doing coaching, Facebook Live, and he's coaching. And
I think that's more Lori though.
Yeah,
don't give Jim too much credit. I think that's more Lori.
I think we just.
You know what we should do? Forget Jim. We should just have Lori on.
We actually, Lori, we actually, I think we talked about that at one point, was getting her on to do some coaching.
See, that would be, what's Jim going to tell us? Like, really? Come on.
But the only thing is,
Lori's way smarter than Jim is.
Lori just might tell us we're both crazy, which.
Well, we all know that.
Yeah, but I think it would hurt more coming from Lori because we really like Lori. So
plus, we'd actually believe her. Yeah, maybe we'll go back to Jim.
Oh, I'm
afraid. It's easier to manage.
I know.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. She'll make us look bad. And it doesn't take much to make us look bad.
We'll have to figure that out. But we should have one of the Shoplins on. And we should talk about
I would like to have Lori just because I like the coaching thing she's doing. Like, I like the, you know what it is again? I think, especially when we're talking like our entrepreneur friends and small business, it's just, it's the breath of air. Like, breathe. Just relax for a second.
Yeah.
Then you go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think it's out of the business because, again, it's sort of the fluffy side of what we do. Like, we're already fluff as it is, but it's not, because it's that grounding. It's really important, you know, it's to find your core and just, breathe, stop.
Yeah.
What's this doing? Why are you doing this? And, you know, collect your thoughts for a minute.
Yeah.
Because you know what entrepreneurs are like. It's just, it's chaos.
Yeah. You just go.
Yeah. So Jim's off. Lori's on.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's
but Lori, when you hear this, shoot us a note and
let's set a time.
We'll figure it out. We'll set a time and get you on.
It's a good test to see if she's actually listening too.
I know, right? Might be Christmas before she.
They you know why? Because they all say they listen. I'm not convinced they listen.
Yeah. Well, the first step is for them just to download it, and then
they got to get to minute 40. I don't know, man.
Well, they might just go play and then drag to the end.
But they got to know to do that. See, right now you got to wait so long before you get those deets.
You do. All right, awesome. Lori. When you hear this, shoot us a note, and we'd love to have you on. I think the audience would really benefit. We definitely would benefit from you.
We would benefit. Even if the audience doesn't, like we would. It would be more help probably than all of our listeners.
Yeah, I think so. I think our listeners know that already too. So.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It'll be a good test to see if we can actually improve. Can't get much worse. I've had 53 years to get to this level of incompetence, right? I mean, I can't go much farther behind. As low as we can go.
I think the worry is that Lori's going to point out that what we think is worse is actually much worse. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I think we feel like we're at the bottom of the barrel.
We're back to having Jim on. We're back to having Jim on. Man.
Yeah, but she might just go, listen, you think you're here, but you're actually like...
Well, I don't want to be told that. I mean, I can laugh about having a low bar, but Jesus.
Yeah, she might actually confirm we got a low bar, and then that's
oh my God.
Anyway, we've issued the invite. So Lori,
let's do it.
When you hear this, shoot us a note, and we'll get you on the show. And
let's book a time, because I think it'd be great. Yeah, and I think it'd be a real benefit to a lot of our listeners.
Yeah, I think so.
A lot of listeners.
I think so.
Yeah. Awesome.
Amazing. All right, sir.
Yeah,
that's all I got, man.
I got nothing else for you, either, buddy.
Yeah, I got nothing else.
Have a good weekend. I'll wait for the marketing stuff from you.
I will. Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and away we go.
Yeah. Away we go.
All right, that's the end of this Commerce Life. We'll be back soon with the next episode. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. Give us feedback. Tell us what you think. Subscribe, like us, join us, share us, tell your friends about us. And we hope to see you next time with more commerce news.